hair's a mess.
And we are live. Greetings, Koopalings. Welcome back to the Nintendo Shack. That's right, the Nintendo Shack is back. This week, I am joined by a few heroes. Caroline, welcome back to the Shack.
Hey, everybody.
Making his first appearance, debut. I swear they'll let anybody in the Shack these days. Q, it's been a long time, man. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Thank you. I think, is it my first time in the Shack?
I think so. Well, I don't know if you count. We did Pokemon review. I don't know if you count that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess that doesn't count. No, I'm glad to be here. Thanks. I don't know why you brought me along. I feel like I'm just gonna make the show worse, but
we're breaking Mo's heart right now. He's just sitting at home. He's crying. He's so upset. Traitor. That's probably what he's thinking.
We're gonna pull his whole audience. Yeah. Oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
So I asked you to be on here for a specific reason, and that's because we're going to talk a little Pokemon. And this is PSVG's Pokemon Trainer Corner right here. This is it. It's just us three, apparently.
Pretty much, yeah.
We're the only ones. So we're going to talk about that, but we're going to save that for now. But Q's here for a very special reason. Q has purchased a new video gaming piece of hardware. What's it called?
It's called the Nintendo. No, I'm just kidding. The Switch.
A what?
Oh my god!
You bought a Switch.
I know. Well, okay. I feel like there needs to be some context.
There does.
I said a year ago when does the Switch get announced? Like it has to be like a year ago, right?
It got announced
January.
No. Well, that was when the big thing went out.
Well, no. It got announced in like October.
October last year.
And then January shown, March released. Yeah.
And I said in our group, or maybe even in a podcast, I said, if this is a December release, I'm picking it up because it becomes Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
But then they made it like a spring release, right? And it was like, what am I supposed to do with that? So
early Christmas, late Christmas.
No, that's heresy. I don't know. But yeah, no. So the right time came across the right opportunity, and so we bought a Switch. We played some Bomberman tonight because I just borrowed that from a friend, and we're picking up Mario Kart and Pokemon Tournament pretty soon. And I'm taking recommendations. I'm open to trying new games. I'm open to trying new IPs that I haven't ever played. So I'm open to it. I'm open to it all.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm excited.
Awesome. Welcome to the dark side. Well, no, that's the Empire right now.
We're the brightest, cheeriest side that there is. Let's be real.
That's interesting.
We don't do dark graphics.
Did you have any hard time finding one, or did you just walk in and grab one off the shelf?
I didn't, to be honest. It really seems like, it seems like the big stores like Target and, I don't know, I guess Walmart are having a hard time keeping them in stock. But GameStop has like, I don't know. I mean, they told me they had like a tons of them. So
nice.
It seems like that people are stocking up for Black Friday, and I picked it up a couple days ago at a really good price before Black Friday. So I was like, I'm not dealing with that mess. So it really seems like we're getting to the point where if you want to switch and you're willing to maybe go to a couple stores for it, not going to give up just on the first try, you should be able to find one within 24 hours. Like, that should not be a problem.
I agree. It's interesting. I'm pretty sure I reviewed Super Bomberman. I think I gave it like a 40. Like a 40 or a 50. I really, really hated that game when I bought it launch day, and I was just this is trash. And apparently they've done a lot of patching. I think it's on its like 20th patch. Like, they've patched the tar out of it to try and make it good. It was a lot of money for very little game at launch.
Well, I was trying to get my wife hooked into like, well, you want to play Zelda? Don't you want to play Mario Odyssey, And she's like, no, I'm going to play Puyo Puyo Tetris. And
Dude,
I'm
Puyo is amazing, yeah.
My God.
Puyo Puyo is great. I have and still enjoy Puyo Puyo. That's well, anyway, let's get into that. So before we move into the show proper, Q says he's looking for recommendations, primarily exclusives, because he has the other console. He's got Xbox. Do you have a PlayStation? Just Xbox.
Nah, man, come on. I'm not that sick-minded.
There you go. So he's looking for exclusives.
I'm not that needy for entertainment.
Nintendo exclusives are exclusives that never made their way to Japan. Having an Xbox is that's a pretty good combination. Having an Xbox and a Switch, because the Switch will get a lot of nindies that don't make their way over to the Xbox, especially the Japanese stuff. So that is actually a nice compliment. Caroline, you got one or two titles that you would give our newest follower?
Sure. Well, you mentioned Zelda. Okay. You got Mario Odyssey?
I don't have it yet, but like I'm open to it.
All right. You got to get it.
Okay.
I will.
Why are you laughing? Why?
Because she just sounds like a Nintendo infomercial. Just Reggie Fils-Aimé is like, do you have Zelda and Mario?
Look, I'm not riding on a bicycle like with a Switch, Pokemon dueling people along the way, at bus stops. By the way, that was a great commercial. Sorry.
I think you would like Mario and Rabbids too. I think that would be a really good one. It's actually really, I don't know, it's got a mature kind of vibe to it. The little bunny, God, I haven't played it in forever. What's the bunny robot called? Come on, throw me a bone.
I don't know his name.
Okay, well, anyway.
I didn't know his name when I was playing it. I almost
picked Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle tonight. I almost did. I think I will pick it up this week.
Okay, good. It's really, it's like one of those games that we all thought was going to suck. And then it's just like one of the gems on the Switch at this point. I'm looking to see what I got. Oh, Fire Emblem Warriors. If you're into hack and slash games, I don't know if you're you probably have never played Fire Emblem. Have you ever played Fire Emblem?
I played one of the ones on was it a Game Boy or was it a DS? I'm not sure. Yeah.
Old ones.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Did you like it? It's the more important.
For me, like I enjoy. So, am I wrong when I say that it reminds me of Advance Wars, like the original concept of it? Like it's like turn-based
RPG, but I wouldn't call it.
Yeah, the original Fire Emblem was kind of spun off from there, but yeah, it's definitely evolved, and they're not in today's modern era. They're not even really all that relatable.
Right.
Okay, fair enough.
And definitely in Warrior's case, it's not even really a Fire Emblem.
I mean, they take elements from it, but you really aren't doing turn-based. It's hack and slash. So I mean, if any Dragon Warriors games, that's what it's based off of.
Yeah. I've been recommending to you, and I'm going to do it publicly here on the stream, that you need to buy and play Golf Story. It's $15. You need to play some golf. It's a great RPG. It's hilariously funny. It's got amazing wit. And as you said the proper term, it's exclusive to Switch. You cannot play that anywhere else. It's a perfect portable game.
Donnie, do you want to know the travesty?
Oh, yeah.
The travesty about this is I bought Golf Story when I bought Stardew Valley when they both came out like at the same time. And I have not even opened a Golf Story.
Stardew's got my daughter. She's 60 hours. Like it's
really?
Got her. It's
yeah,
got her.
That's
she's
about
still
me too.
going. Stardew Valley's got her hooked, line and sinker. She hasn't even played Mario. Doesn't even want to play Mario. She's playing Stardew Valley.
Well, if she was talking about how she loved Animal Crossing, of course I figured she would definitely pick up Stardew. So.
Yeah.
Is Stardew? Is it fair to say that it compares with like what is that farming?
Harvest Moon.
Harvest Moon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the two that I threw them in the chat, and I'm gonna say it again. You never played Splatoon, right?
I did not.
So Q is our resident bro shooter gamer. He's typically doing the Doom and stuff like that. That's. I didn't give you that nickname, but I'm gonna back it up. Splatoon 2, I think, should probably be your first get. I think you'll enjoy it, especially if you give it a chance. Don't play 4 matches and go, this isn't deep enough or strong enough. Like, give it a chance. Get into rank modes. Like, really see where the hard part of the game comes from. Like, if you can get in there at Jason Lacey's level, you can really find a lot of game there. Plus, there's
I was born at that level.
There you go. Maybe Jason, maybe a challenger approches to Jason's throne.
This is my safety.
But there's like that. There's that gear loop grind like a Destiny might have. There's also a single player. There's also a fun multiplayer co-op called Salmon Run, which we'll come back to this in a little bit. But we're definitely PSVG's definitely be playing some Salmon Run in the near future. So I would throw those out there, and then I Am Setsuna, which you should probably be able to find on Black Friday for about $20. It's a RPG, an old school Japanese RPG, and it's exclusive to Switch and PS4. You haven't got it, you can't get it, and it's 50 hours a game that's worth playing. I played it, Jason played it, we both beat it. I think Kevin beat it. I'm sure Kyle beat it. We all liked it. So good game. It's like 85
I think
better.
Kevin recommended. He said Pokken Tournament is the greatest game on the Switch. I think he said that.
Kevin hates Pokken Tournament, dude. I love Pokken Tournament. I'm excited for you to play it, to have somebody else tell him. I mean, I don't love it. I don't think it's like the greatest game in the world, but if you're a Pokemon fan, you're gonna love Pokken Tournament. It's really fun.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good fun. Good fighter.
I'm excited. I'm excited for that.
There we go. So, with that said, welcome to the Nintendo Shack. Welcome back to the Nintendo Shack, as we like to say around these parts. We're glad to have you. Glad to have you having a Switch. So he's going to be doing all the... we can get him on some Nintendo Direct live streams and all kinds of stuff coming up. And it'll be good stuff. But as we segue, we alluded to that we're going to be playing some Salmon Run, and there's a lot of reasons for this. So I'm going to pass the baton over to Caroline. Caroline, some Splatoon news dropped today. Can you give us the rundown?
It did. Well, in terms of Salmon Run, we are getting a 4th stage. It's called Salmonid Smokeyard.
Salmonid Smokeyard.
Yep. I haven't been playing Salmon Run as much. I really kind of just played at the beginning of the month for the new item that comes out for, incentives to play. So this will be an interesting one to learn. But in terms of everything else, aside from Salmon Run, we got a lot of stuff. We got more customizations. We've got 4 hairstyles, I think. And they've got a ton of gear, like over 100 new gear coming out. And our level cap is going from 50 to 99, which is a big deal because in Splatoon 1, it only went to 50. So you want to talk about a hard grind. It was pretty hard just to get to 50. So they're trying to make people stay in this thing for the long haul. That's coming on the 23rd, which is this Thursday, right? All of that stuff's getting patched on Thursday.
Mm-hmm. Of it. I think some
right.
of the gear stuff.
Yeah. I haven't touched on everything, but yeah, it's going to be starting to roll out on Thursday. And also they've got a photo feature that when you tap in your Splatoon 2 amiibo, just the Splatoon 2 ones, I think. I don't know if it's the regular Splatoon. You'll be able to take the photos in game while you're like actually out with people. I guess I'm not sure how it's going to work, but it'll be something that you can post on Twitter or like what would have been Miiverse. And you can swap gear with people without going to the lobby.
That's the most important part. As I was there listening, I'm like, and the most important part is that in between matches now you can swap out your gear, which you've never been able to. So Lobo, there's like this multiplayer lobbies you hop in to go do your splat zone. And let's say you got in one and you're just getting outmanned and you want to change guns, you can't. You have to quit and get out of the matchmaking altogether, and it takes forever. My biggest issue with Splatoon is
do you lose that match? Do you basically
you can only hop out when you're in the lobby, so you actually kind of have to wait till the match is over, get to the lobby, and then quit from there to get to your gear shop, then load it all back up to get back in. That's my biggest gripes with the game is the load times it takes to get in and out of matches, to get in and out of the game. I'm really hoping they turn that off, but that's a huge update. Like that is a massive update. Letting you just swap roller versus just your standard blaster and all that stuff all on the fly. That's going to make playing it so much more varied and diverse. Yeah,
if you're getting killed in a matchup and you're using a shooter and you want to try and go against somebody, change your tactic up and go, I guess roller. You're able to do that now. You weren't able to do that. If you wanted to change, you had to literally back out of everything. You lost the people you were queuing with, and now you're able to switch that with the same people you're queuing with. So that's something we've needed for a long time. Yeah.
Yep.
In addition to everything else, on the 24th, we're getting a new stage, and it's a grocery store called Mako Mart. So basically, you're running around wreaking havoc in a grocery store, and I feel really bad for the grocery store. And I also feel bad for this museum because you're wreaking havoc in what's called the Schellendorf Institute. So if y'all have seen the really cute, it's like a Leviathan dinosaur hanging from, like a full skeletal model, real thing, who knows. They have those two. Those are brand new coming out. And in the Institute, they actually had this really cool new mode that's coming out in December. They say it's in December, called Clam Blitz, where there's clams that are littered all over the stage. You pick them up and move around the map, and you try and get them into your opponent's basket. So, I mean, you can have a trail of these things going behind you. and you just try and pick up as many as you can and get them into the other people's basket. I don't know if you're able to steal them from each other or what.
I would imagine if you get splatted, like you just drop them all, or you
lose them all. Yeah, and people can pick them up.
That sounds fun.
And 2 stages are making a return from Splatoon for the Wii U, which I am super excited about because one of them is my favorite, Walleye Warehouse, and my favorite, Arowana Mall.
Yep.
Those are both coming back in, I guess, revamped forms because we had Black Belly Skate Park come back revamped and Kelp Dome, and I'm hoping that everything from Splatoon 1 is going to end up making a reappearance in the second game.
I think it will.
Yes.
So the internet meme today surrounding Splatoon 2 is basically in direct comparison to EA's strategy with Star Wars, where
oh gosh,
Nintendo, all of this is free. By the way, everything that she just read off, all the new maps, all the new hairstyles, all the new gear, the new mode, the new salmon run is all free. It will continue to be free. It's $60. Buy the game. You get all this content, and they'll keep having more and more Splatfest. Like Splatoon is kind of like their evergreen title. Like it's just always doing something. They're always doing something with Splatoon. And they don't charge you a penny for it. Whereas apparently you have to play Star Wars for 4 weeks before you can play as Luke Skywalker one time or something like that. I don't know. I quit following the news. So that's been the fanboy meme today. The other news story that I had that I wanted to bring, and it's really not a news story, but it is kind of leaked on the eShop. That game we were talking about, Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. We've been looking for this DLC. I bought the season pass. I don't know if anybody else did, but after I beat the game, I was like, yep. I want more of this. We finally have an idea of what it'll be because on the eShop they have it listed out as to what the season pass includes. Not detailed, but it does say is that we'll get a whole new world and a brand new character.
Wow, really?
Yeah. So
when you say whole new world, is that like Aladdin, like a whole new world?
That's exactly what it is.
Or is it like I mean, so is there a campaign progression through that game?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's what this will be. It'll be single player content, and you can replay the maps at different difficulty levels. There's also co-op mode you can play the maps on too. So it's not just the single player content, but the primary focus will be the new map, and then there'll be challenges that come within the map as well. So it's basically a world is a collection of maps and levels for the game. So we'll get a whole new world, probably, I don't know, 8 to 10 maps, maybe, something like that, included in a world. It's been, I don't know, 6-8 weeks since I played it last, since I beat it. But all that'll be included, plus you get a new playable character. We have no idea who the playable character will be, and that's...
Will the playable character have both their original Mario part and then their Rabbid counterpart?
I don't know. I would imagine so.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I would assume. I think that's a correct assumption. So the question is, Caroline, who do you want it to be?
Not Daisy. Rosalina.
I don't want Daisy either. I don't Rosalina.
Nobody likes Daisy. If I had to do top 5, I would think that we would either have
Wario.
Wario.
Yes.
Waluigi. Donkey Kong.
Yes.
Possibly Daisy. Possibly Rosalina. And who's the 5th one that I was thinking about? Ugh. Oh, Birdo to go with Yoshi.
Birdo would be
maybe
good. I would like a deep cut, something like that would be cool. I wish I would have grabbed my amiibo now. Actually, I would have looked around to see if I could find something.
I'm putting money on Donkey Kong.
What if you could do Bowser?
That would be fun.
That'd be cool.
Do they have that license? Do they have that Donkey Kong license?
They do, because one of the things is a Rabbid Kong type.
Kind of.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking it'd be cool if they did that. I'm sure they won't be, but I would be ecstatic if they just threw Link in there for no reason. They're just like you could run around with Mario, Luigi, and Link.
He has a whole game, dude.
He does. He does. No, the one I would want is, I think I'd want Wario. I think Wario would be the top of my list. It just makes sense in that environment, in that game.
Then Waluigi fanboys are just going to complain.
Yeah.
You know what would really? I mean, maybe this is way off, and you guys are gonna be like, "Come on, Q, like, come back down." What if they added Pokemon to Mario Rabbid Kingdom?
That's what we all want. We just want more Pokemon and all kinds of stuff.
He talks to you. He actually uses real words. That would never happen ever. And,
you need to play the game before you make that assumption.
Okay, all right.
It just would not fit.
No, it wouldn't.
Fine.
So what about could it be instead of a new character? I mean, they said new character, but I'm trying to devil's advocate here. Let's prepare folks for the worst. Would you be upset if it's just a palette swap? If it's like Odyssey Mario or like 8-bit Mario or something like that versus because they have like the pixel stuff.
Lame.
It does sound kind of lame.
I feel
Is there
like that
an
would be
Odyssey
more like a
character? What if it was
costume.
Cappy or something? Like, can we?
Polly or maybe?
Yeah.
No?
There's a tie in there.
I don't know. I just feel like they're trying to go for more of the classic characters.
They are.
I would hope that they would stick with that because they've already done such a good job. They really don't need to ruin the DLC by catering to what's current.
I think we could. And honestly, if I was a betting man, and sometimes I am, I would bet on Wario or Donkey Kong.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that makes the most sense. Okay, folks, so we are 20 minutes in. Good times. It's a good start. So let's get into what we're here to talk about because I regret to inform everybody that I still have not played Pokemon Ultra Sun or Moon yet because I don't have it yet. I don't know where it is. I ordered it on Thursday of last week, and it still hasn't arrived. I got my shipping notice today. Today it said we're preparing for shipping.
You get it from Best Buy?
I did. It's I'm chalking it up to the holidays and Black Friday, like
sure.
So I'm not and I ordered it like the day before it released or the day after, so I wasn't like going to rip it open right away anyway. But so I haven't played it yet, but I did scour tons of reviews, and I have a lot of questions. Q has a lot of questions. Caroline,
I have a lot of just venting, but yeah, questions too. Sure.
You came in after Q and I reviewed Pokemon Sun and Moon. We destroyed that game. We played through the game in like 2 weeks and like the whole thing, 60 hours apiece. Like we loved it. Me too. We both said it was our favorite Pokemon game, I believe.
I think I was in agreement. Well, I really like Pokemon X. I got back into the series with Gen 6, and I really, really loved Kalos. It was a wonderful region. But this one is probably one of my favorites. Sun and Moon, that is. Definitely in the top 5, if not my favorite.
I think I've always thought X and Y were definitely. I think X and Y are the best Pokemon's ever made, including competing against Alpha, Sapphire, Omega Ruby, and Sun and Moon.
My favorite up until this point was Gold. Gold and Silver were my favorites, and there's a whole different story between favorite and best. Like I quantitatively think Pokemon Sun's the best. Like, it's just the quality of life improvements, all the stuff that it did to make the game play better. I just think it's an amazing game.
It was a really fresh take on everything.
It was.
I was looking forward to collecting all of the crystals. It was not a chore. It wasn't the same, okay, got to get all 8 gym badges. You know, it's like, oh, there's more than 8? Great, awesome. And it was kind of like a mini gym. It wasn't anything extravagant.
I always felt personal. I always felt like I like the idea of the trials, right? They were called trials.
Trials.
Yep.
But I felt like by the 3rd or 4th trial, I kind of missed the idea of a Pokemon battle. You know, I felt like if you really wanted to avoid Pokemon battles, you could for most of the game. Now, outside of like the times that it forced you into them, like when you were fighting Team Skull, or when you were fighting like your rival. But I feel like otherwise you could avoid critical battle moments throughout the game. So I feel like, man, I love the idea of trials to spice it up a little bit. But I think at the core of it, you're training your Pokemon to be stronger. And that is centered around the idea of Pokemon battles, right? So it's like you need to bring it back. And I think trials, I love the idea of spicing it up a little bit with something different. But I still felt like it went a little bit too far away from the gym formula that, I mean, at the end of the day, I've never, you know, it could be updated, but I never felt like it could be discarded. So
I don't think that they'll discard it. I'm talking about gyms. I don't think they'll discard the gyms. I think they're going to go back to them, obviously. I think that the Alola region was just something that they are like, okay, we need a fresh take on this. We need to keep people interested. We're not going to do the same generic gym battle, 8 badges type thing. And I think it worked because, you know, they're saying that, oh, this is a faraway land that's, you know, just a cluster of islands, and there's not really one full region for you to explore. You're going through islands.
Yeah,
I think it made sense.
I remember bringing up how the islands kind of set up natural gates that weren't there before. But not to rehash Pokemon Sun. We all loved it. I think Q and I would review it. 95.
I think I claim it was game of the year.
Yeah, like we were super high.
Up there with Overwatch. I mean, that was my last, you know, that was my summary. Yeah.
So we were chasing the Pokemon Z rumors for a while, and everybody was like, what's this new Pokemon game? And Emily Rogers was tweeting about it, and everybody knew about it. And then it was unveiled as Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And why they didn't call it Super Sun and Mega Moon, to this day, I don't understand. That makes more sense.
That's actually a good name.
It is. And we were a little let down collectively.
Didn't we also follow Pokemon Stars? Wasn't that like a thing?
I'm sorry, that was it.
Stars, that was it.
Stars
Yeah.
and Z. I was going X, Y, and there was like supposed to be like the Z. Yes, Stars.
Yep.
Stars was the third pillar we were expecting, and it turns out it was like this. I don't know, this spin-off, this respin, this reimagining, this I don't know how to describe Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon, but I haven't played it yet. But we have somebody that has. Caroline, how much have you played of this 3DS game?
It is so disappointing that I haven't even got through Melee Island. Because I was expecting when they sent us a trailer saying, a brand new adventure in Alola. Great. Cool. 90% of the cutscenes are exactly the same.
Right.
And I feel gypped because I bought both of them in the trainer's pack. And I decided I'm going to play Ultra Moon first because I played Sun.
I'm doing the same.
And okay. Now, to be fair, I did talk to some people that have already beaten the game. And they told me that the second island, Akala Island, is that what it is? I can't remember the name of it, but Akala Island is the second one, and it's better. Ula Ula Island, the third island, is the one where things really start to change and get different. But the fact is, if I have to go through 50% of the game in order to experience the different scenario, that's a problem. Right. I have encountered different Pokemon. There's a Buneary in Route 1, which I'm like, yay, it's so freaking cute. I'm so glad it's back. But at the same time, it doesn't do anything for me. It's same character animations, same cutscenes. I'm just disappointed.
Let me interrupt you.
At the end of the day, that's what it's called.
Q, oh, never mind. Q's already in the chat. I was gonna say Q. Matthew wants to know if your plush helps you take the Pokemon talk.
It helps me harness my inner Pokemon master for all the lip bashing I'm about to lay on this game.
There we go. So I'm gonna segue. I'm gonna give you your time. But before I do, I have extensively researched this game. I have listened to more than 5 podcasts. I've read over 15
I've been
reviews.
reading. Oh, well, not that many, but
I feel like I know. So I'm gonna keep it spoiler free. But because I believe I'm gonna be the positive person here, I'm gonna let Q go first. Q, let's wrap, man. Tell me your worries.
So my worry, in part, I think my reaction is augmented by the incredible positive reviews I read about it from like most of the media outlets. Everyone's like, "Oh, this is a 9 out of 10. It's an amazing game," and I'm like, "Okay, so let's pick any other IP out there. Let's say, I don't know, Wolfenstein: The New Colossus, right? Let's say they released a Wolfenstein: The New Colossus Extreme, and it was 85% the same game. Wouldn't we say, hey, don't buy this? It's mostly the same game that you already played. And I feel like because it's Pokemon and because for the most part they do a lot of fan service and they're very loyal to their fans, I think they're getting a lot of slack for releasing a game that is overwhelmingly the same content as the last release. And I think that's just really unfair to the fans that are dropping $40 in some cases.
80.
You're buying right. No, you're dropping $80 for 85% the same content. I get there's new Pokemon. I get there's new.
Yeah, five new Ultra Beasts and a Lycanroc Dusk form. Sorry.
I'm sure they optimize. I read they've optimized a lot of in-game elements. I get that. That's fantastic. But for me, that's you call that either a DLC drop or you call that an update or a patch.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You don't call that a brand new release that you're making people go to the stores and drop a ton of money, especially if this was a game that was aimed primarily and overwhelmingly at adults. I'm like, you know what? You're a grown man. You're a grown woman. You spend your money in any way you want. But these are kids that are spending their Christmas and their birthday money buying this game, and I just feel like that is not how you treat a fan base. this game may work mechanically. This game may be flawless, but it's still. I have a hard time just saying it's a 9 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10 because at the end of the day, you're forcing people to pay for mostly the same content. And we mentioned how Nintendo particularly is they make you buy the same games in the new platform, often, and we criticize how often they do that. Yep. Well, this is in many ways this is kind of like the same. It's not a new platform, but it's kind of the same content.
It's worse. It's worse because it's not a new platform. If they release this on Switch, I don't think anybody would have a problem because it would be a new platform.
And I say that, and this is the last thing I'll say this being like one of the most hardcore Pokemon fans that I know. I love Pokemon. I will always love Pokemon. This is probably the one title I am skipping because I just don't think it's okay.
Pick it up in the bargain bin. I mean, like if you want to add it to your collection, I wish I had picked it up when they're like $20 each.
Unfortunately, Nintendo's don't make it to the bargain bins, right? Like
especially Pokemon.
Some of them do. Some of them do. There are a few Black Friday titles that I'm picking up.
You go grab Pokemon X and Y today,
and it's $31.99.
Yeah, it's like so it's never gonna make it there.
All right. Let me run.
Man. Go for it.
Can I interject one thing?
Yeah, go.
I think that they have done this because they needed a Pokemon dual release to fit this holiday season. And Pokemon RPG that's being created for the Switch, I think is coming next November, holiday season.
I'm not even saying it's coming next November now.
I would think so. But I feel like it's something, it's like, here's literally a stocking stuffer of nothing.
Yep.
Pay us for, $80 worth of rehashed content.
Well, Donnie's about to.
I'm really salty about this.
I can't wait to get buttered up by Donnie.
Yeah, I want to hear what Donnie hears. Yeah.
I'm gonna save a little future Pokemon speculation to the end here, but it is all your entire tirade queue is extremely valid. I understand if you're bullet pointing things out, it all makes sense. It's inarguable, honestly. It's non-debatable. I would, however, make a couple points just specifically regarding the review score. If it is primarily the same game and it was a great game a year ago and it's a great game again, the review score itself, I can't imagine changing. I would look at it as look at the other games that do the same thing every year. I just personally bought Resident Evil 7, the Gold Edition, which is the exact same version of the game, just with the DLC. And I got it. Now it's $50, but I got it on like this weird price miss up, but it's coming out in 2 weeks. So I bought that, and it's basically the same. I wouldn't expect it to have a different review. I think the interesting thing is that they did review it, because in those other games, right, like when you have a definitive edition or a Game of the Year edition or a collector's edition, whatever you want to call it, when these games re-release for the holiday, typically they don't get a different review. Nobody like goes out and goes, here, we're reviewing the new release of the same game, which is kind of what Pokemon fits into. The problem is that Nintendo did market it as a new game. They didn't call it that, right? They didn't call it Pokemon Sun Ultimate Edition. They called it, Ultra Sun, this new game. They're trying to market as a new game. Caroline, you're right. They're trying to... I don't think it's because they want a Pokemon in the window. I think it's because they want something on 3DS. I think they needed 3DS content to keep driving that money train that like when Pokemon Sun came out, 2DSs were sold out, 3DS Slims were sold out, old 3DSs, like everything sold out. I just think they wanted to tap that money pit one more time.
Especially when you're creating a green block 2DS for the season.
Exactly.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. But you throw Pokemon out there and some folks will start caring. And you know that you give it until February or March, they'll come out with some Pokemon version of the 2DS and they'll slap a faceplate on it and they'll sell it with Ultra Sun and it'll sell out too. Like there's a long train to Pokemon. All right, now... to the topic at hand, the more important part is the actual game. In all of my research that I've done, I gotta say, I'm a little excited to play it now. I done a lot of research.
What a fanboy.
I know, right?
Well, you're gonna be really struggling.
Okay, hang on a second. Here's the thing.
Oh my gosh.
I agree with you. I think from everything I read, the campaign's 25, 30 hours, right? Everything I've read said the game is basically the same until the 15 or 18 hour mark. It doesn't change until you get to the second half of the campaign. and that sucks because
That's
if somebody
what kills me.
because if
That's
somebody
awful.
somebody that's played it already, that's a lot to get through, right?
That's why I'm still stuck on the first island.
But I'm excited to see the second half. Like
I-
that's the part is I'm excited to see, because here's the thing that I'm intrigued about is that nobody wants to spoil it. If you go and do all your research, everybody's like, I'm telling you, it takes a strong left turn. And I'm like, what does it do?
Yeah.
It's got the hook in me. I'm like, damn it, I need to know what it does.
I mean, fortunately for Pokemon, their saving grace this holiday season is that they are up against nobody, right? Like that is like
Well,
like
Mario
they're-
Odyssey, but
Yeah,
But,
was
I mean,
gonna say,
okay,
that's
sure.
different. That's different. No, I mean the saving grace is that there's 70 million 3DS owners out there, 40 of which probably love Pokemon, will buy anything with Pokemon on it. So,
I mean, I own a 3DS just for Pokemon.
yeah, exactly. So it's gonna sell. I mean, I've long said it, and I'll continue to say it. Pokemon is Nintendo's best IP.
yeah.
Don't.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, I love
absolutely.
Zelda. Some people love Mario, but no bones about it. Pokemon is the bank. That's the one
yeah,
that
no
drives
doubt.
money. Pokemon sells hardware. So, I'm excited to see the story turn, but not as excited as I am to see the this other dimension portal area that you can go into, because the bullet point that I was told was that every Pokemon in the history of the franchise is obtainable through that second dimension. Once
Really?
you get there and you can go there, every Pokemon that has ever been available in any Pokemon game can be captured there.
Even mythicals.
All of them. That's the bullet point that I read. And I read it in a review. It was from Game Explain, I believe. I was watching on YouTube. If that's true, I'm super excited, because if I can get to that point in the game, I might just play that part and just start banking Pokemon in the bank.
There's such a catch there, though.
Can you get the greatest Pokemon ever made? Can you get Charmander? Because if you
Yes.
can, then you can get Charizard.
this
You
is
know what?
their
You know what?
way-
Actually, you know
the
what?
greatest Pokemon ever evolved.
I'm being redone, or I'm catching some reverb here, or I'm remembering wrong. Mythicals are not included. So
Okay,
every
that's what
Pokemon non-mythical can be caught in the other dimension. Every one of them has ever been on any
Legendaries,
Pokemon
though.
game. Legendaries, yes. All of
Okay.
them is what I said. All of them. They're all there. Apparently that was the Nintendo point. And I was like, that alone is really, really cool. Like, I can see that being a selling point.
That is
for Pokemon
literally
fans.
Safari Zone.
Or
to
it's
be
straight up
extreme.
baked.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
And
just
then
bait, man.
The
They're baiting
second
you.
part that I heard was that the post game for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon completely different. They said 100% not the same at all, not the tree thing and all that, like completely different. Now, Q, you loved Pokemon Sun's post game. You did more of that than I did. Does that do anything for
I
you at all?
loved it. I loved it because of what they teased, man. They teased us with Kanto. They teased
Oh yeah,
us
yeah.
with red,
Red
and blue, walking
grown up.
out of the tree,
Mhm.
and you're like, oh my god, here are these Poke Legends, right? These master trainers.
Yeah.
And they're talking about, hey, come visit us in Kanto. And I'm like, let's go now.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'll get on the boat. Let's go.
No, ladies
And-
and gentlemen, that's not a clip from last year's podcast. This is a new podcast where you said the same thing.
Really? Did I say that last year?
Yeah,
Oh
you
my
did.
Gosh. Well, that's how I feel about it.
How cool would that be, though? That like they pull a gold, silver, crystal and put the Kanto region at the end of the Sun and Moon series, redone, and you get to go see Lily again. Be like, "What's up, girl?"
If okay, I don't know the spoilers to this game, but Kanto is not part of this game.
No. I haven't.
Okay.
I have not seen that.
All right, that's
Although
good.
Rocket's
I
there.
can
and
I can
didn't they say
remain
Rainbow
pure.
Rocket.
Rainbow Rocket's there.
We went straight My Little Pony on this.
Is
Team
Ash?
Rainbow Rocket.
Is Ash there? I think I read somewhere that you encounter Ash along the way.
Oh Lord, I don't know.
I now feel like I'm being irresponsible, but I'm trying to remember everything from last week.
I feel like you're
think-
just trying to get me to play the game, and then I'm gonna come back at you.
No,
He just-
don't
he just-
blame
and
it if you don't have
scream.
to.
He just
Thank
needs
you.
people to trade him like Charmanders. Like that's how he used me last year.
Yeah.
I traded him like all the starters from.
I just remember seeing something along that lines. That there's a surprise, like something comes along. I don't know, like maybe just get his hat or something. But I think somebody wrote that like you encounter Ash along the way, or maybe Ash is Pikachu. I don't know. I don't remember something like that. So
I mean, it just sounds like emotional bait, right? To make you play 40 hours of solo campaign.
Well, hey, it's not their thing. Oh, as 2 times Tyler chimes in, he says, "Red, not Ash."
So what? We saw red last time.
Okay.
Yeah, that was,
well,
red
I mean, you get to see him again. I think it's different, though. I think it's different.
you get to grab coffee with Red and just talk about,
yeah,
like,
that's right.
I don't know how much harder the gyms are in Kanto than in the islands. I don't know.
A lot of the reviews are sticking on the new surfing mechanic. You can actually go surfing, and there's like some motion controls and stuff involved. And people said it's fun. I don't know.
That's peripheral. That's all that is peripheral.
Exactly.
Pokemon.
And there's a lot of side quests that are also peripheral stuff that's not important. So. Yeah, no, I think all in all, I think you guys are right. And the only reason I'm getting them is honestly 100% because of my son. Pokemon's his game.
I get
It's
it.
a game he wants.
No, I get it.
He's going to replay it. So I'm doing the same thing that you're doing, Caroline. I'm going to hop on Moon because he's going to get Sun. We're going to swap this time around.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't mind replaying it. To be honest with you, I don't have the original copies anymore, so I don't mind replaying it. And Pokemon Bank is already available, so I can pull my team out and have a blast.
Wait. They've already put Bank in there?
Yeah. I saw a tweet
I thought
the
the
other day.
compatibility was supposed to be coming like later.
I saw a tweet yesterday that said Pokemon Bank was available. I don't know.
Well,
it could have been completely false, but I saw the tweet and retweeted it. Yesterday they said Bank was available for Ultra Sun Ultraman.
Now,
the show can't... Okay, go ahead.
I was just going to say, with previous games and gym badges, the badges constituted what level Pokemon would follow you or obey you.
Right, up to what level, yeah. Mm-hmm.
How does it work for this one? Because I never transferred anything in until I beat the game.
It may not let you. Were you guys saying that it does let you do that from the very beginning?
Oh, I mean, Bank is what transfers everything. So I've got, level hundreds in my bank if I wanted to pull them in there.
Because I thought that in Sun and Moon, you couldn't transfer them over up to a certain point, but maybe...
I don't know. I never transferred them in there. It was I made 100 levels before they even made Bank compatible with Sun and Moon. It took a while.
2 times Tyler says confirm Pokebank is good for US.
Okay.
So yeah, and I transferred.
This show can't end without me being hypocritical and say if this is selling Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun is funding the development of Pokemon open world RPG for the Switch, then let the bills roll, baby.
There you go. All right, so let's cap off that impressions. Let's do a little speculation because there was a little report, if you were reading, that came out and that said that Nintendo is pushing Pokemon Company to have the next Pokemon game be, quote, more disruptive this time around, and liking it to kind of Zelda in terms of changing up the formula, doing something a little bit more disruptive. So something new, not just a standard Pokemon affair that we've been accustomed to of late for the Switch. When I read that statement, I immediately go, not 2018. I'm like, nope. I was originally thinking if they were going to do like a high-res version of Sun on Switch, we're going to get that next year. But if that's out the window and they're truly trying to change the formula, I was like, that's going to delay it a bit.
Think about it. Think about it. They changed the formula with Sun and Moon, and all they needed to do was put a year in between. Was a year in between?
I wouldn't call Sun and Moon a change in formula. That's basically it's a better version of X and Y.
It's the X and Y formula just polished.
Yeah. They were talking about disruptive, like changing the gameplay. I don't know, like just making something very different. Does that scare you?
What I envision is,
it's not broke, don't fix it.
What I envision when they say that is, and this is what I've imagined all along when the Switch came into the picture, is you have this game where you run around the world like in Zelda, but the moment you encounter a Pokemon, you go into a combat sequence, right? Mm-hmm. And then it's almost like you go from an open world setting into a 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional combat scenario where you capture the Pokemon or you battle the Pokemon, and then you exit out of that and you go back to that open world sequence that you were in.
I would not mind that.
I wouldn't mind that. I'm actually kind of excited because I would love to play Pokemon in a big screen, right? Where, using the full power of the Switch, that would be amazing.
Say, the Pokemon, whatever Pokemon hits Switch will sell gangbusters because it will be the first proper Pokemon game to be playable on a television. Whatever else they do, I'm pretty sure most people are going to sign up just for that. I would like less gating and more exploration, more adventure. They don't have to change up the formulas, what we're thinking in terms of the turn-based and the movement. But if they just opened it up and they said, you can go to any gym at any time in any order and do whatever you want to do, I would be more into that than something else. So.
Linear, yeah.
Oh, man. 2 times Tyler is talking about Pokemon Snap over there, open world. Pokemon Snap was a good game. It was a good game.
No, Pokemon Snap was a good game. That's why they still include the photo mode going forward. I'm kind of with you, Caroline. If it's not broke, don't fix it. When I read it, I was like, ooh, don't break the great.
Well, I mean, when I think about Pokemon, I think about the DS, like the standard, the formula of like you're the trainer, you're racing your Pokemon, you're building them up. You don't break that model. You want to catch them all. You want to build them up to level 100 to battle them out. Yeah, don't change that. Now the Switch is an opportunity to be a little bit bold, to be bolder with the design, and at the same time saying, hey, it's a new console, it's a new platform. Let us be creative. But if that means sacrificing a standard Pokemon to come to the 3DS, and I don't know if people are gonna be okay with that or not. So,
I did want to note, I was trying to do a little research just to be responsible. Ash, the character, is in the game code with other NPCs. I don't know if it's confirmed that he's in the game because I haven't played it yet. I'm just like going off of other reports, but there's something weird going on with Ash. I do know that when all the reviews people mentioned it, there's something out there. So,
maybe it's a future event.
It might be.
Is this game...
the new Pikachu I Choose You movie is coming out, so alternate universe.
Is that what it is? Is that what we're calling it now?
Well, it's like what? It's the end of the which movie was that? Was that the very first movie or was it the second? No, the first movie was Mew and Mewtwo. What's the second movie? Is that the one that I'm talking about?
Are you thinking Pokemon 2000 or Mutant Returns?
I think I'm thinking of 2000.
Because theatrical release was Lugia with Pokemon 2000. When straight to OBA was Mewtwo Returns, which is
the one where Ho-Oh is flying by, because that's what this one's like, literally taking from that, and it's like.
Yeah, I'm with Tyler here. 2000.
Did another thing, yeah.
Okay.
2000, I think is the one.
You can also get Ash's Pikachu. There's another Google search that came up, so I don't know.
You can, and it was a crappy way that they did it.
We've beat this one in the head. So anyway, out there, Pokemon trainers, if you're playing it, enjoy it. If not, we'll see you maybe next year on Switch. If not, 2019.
Yeah, all right. It's not. Yeah, not this year for sure.
Not this year. Not this year. I don't think so. Our last story, or news, or update, or impressions, whatever. Sorry, Q. Is Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. Out today, a day early. We were actually, the whole plan was to have it today. We're Thanksgiving break. We've got families and things to do, so we're going to get this show done. We're going to get it out early. But we're going to talk about all the things we wanted to do in Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. And now we don't have to, because it's here. Somebody hit the button early. I don't know. It feels like somebody went early. It doesn't feel like it was planned, because we were all told to be tomorrow, and like server issues reported everywhere. So I don't feel like they were ready, but they jumped early. I downloaded it as soon as I woke up, so I was playing Animal Crossing Pocket Camp in my bed at 6 a.m. this morning, and I probably put a couple hours into it today. Caroline, did you get the game? Are you enjoying it?
I'm level 7.
Nice.
So this is what happened. I was working, clocked in, and then while I'm taking a break, I log into our Discord, and I see a screen cap of a friend code, and I'm like,
what?
Did the Australian game get relaunched or something, or what's going on? And Donnie goes, wake up! And I'm like, oh my God, no way. And so I have a brand new iPhone, by the way. And it is the first new game that I've downloaded on here. And let's talk initial impressions, yeah?
Yeah.
It's enough to keep me busy for the time being, but not to where you have to be checking it all the time. I've gotten to the point where the furniture items you have to craft in order to bring people to, or villagers to your campsite is taking me like 5 hours for one. If I want to open up another slot, I could, but I don't want to use my Leaf tickets yet because I'm trying to buy the chairs for Nook and Slider, and I've already gotten Slider. But I like that it's not. It can be. It's one of those freemium things. It can be quick if you want it to be quick, if you want to pay for it. But there is in no means a rush to get everything. I'm building a drum set now, and it's taking me 5 hours, and I have no qualms sitting and waiting for it. There's a lot of stuff to do. You just basically forage and hope that people are trying to, or the villagers are wanting what you've been foraging. And it's pretty good. They've got random wants that they want to have. And they pop up every so often. And it's frequent enough that while I am overstocking my pockets and I have to sell off some stuff, I still have enough of the items that I can fulfill the requests. Other than that, I don't know what I'm.
How do you feel about the experience, just Animal Crossing now on a mobile phone versus a 3DS? What do you think of it? Does it feel like Animal Crossing? Does it look like Animal Crossing? How do you feel?
It looks like Animal Crossing. I'm kind of disappointed that the really cool New Leaf had that really nice aesthetic to it, where it kind of had like that shine and texture to it. I don't know if y'all understand what I'm talking about, but compared to the previous games where everything was just that solid color.
Yeah, so it's definitely brighter and it had more ornate design.
If you look at actual art from New Leaf, it has like a shiny kind of texture on every single one of the villagers. They've gone back to akin to City Folk and Wild World, minus the obvious style change where you've got legs and pants from New Leaf. But I kind of miss that style from that texture from New Leaf. But other than that, it is very reminiscent of the actual games, to the point that I know that this is an Animal Crossing game.
Yeah.
I'm really excited that we're starting this in autumn, because autumn is probably one of my favorite times to play Animal Crossing, just for the beautiful colors. And it is very pretty right now. I'm playing this while I'm talking, just so I can think of things to talk about.
That's right. I can jump in. You need
no, jump in. Absolutely. I'm thinking of. I like that we're able to go to different areas. One area is a foraging for fruit area. One area is a ocean fishing. Mm-hmm. We've got another area that's a lake or river fishing. And then we've got the island, which is specific to bugs, which is actually really, really cool, because New Leaf, you made your money by going to
the
island by farming bugs.
And it's better that there's multiple versions where it's just the one. I got tired of that New Leaf after a while. Not as much as my daughter. She played 200 some hours. I played New Leaf for like 50.
She and me both.
Okay, so
you guys are talking new DLC for Pokemon Go, right?
Sorry, Q.
No, you're good. You're good.
I will say, and we'll give Kevin a little kudos. When the announcement was made, I'm not a mobile gamer. You guys play the Disney Kingdom thing. Mm-hmm. I don't really play mobile games at all. I think maybe I played Fire Emblem the most, and even then it was not as much as Kevin. Like, I don't play games on my phone. Like, most of the times I have a 3DS or a Switch on me. Like, it's not because there's no real reason. It's just I have better options available to me. So I was a little concerned with the monetization. I was like, man, I could see how this could be a problem. Like, if I want a couch and they're going to charge me for it, I don't want to be nickel and dime to death for a couch. Sounds ridiculous. Mm-hmm. I can say my first day that I played the game, it's just my first day, but my first day I didn't feel compelled or needed to do that. I did cash out all of the My Nintendo rewards. So for those of you that are signed up for that, you can go there and get all kinds of free stuff. You can get free bells and free tickets and free materials and all that. So I went and cashed all that out. But even then, I didn't really use it. And I wasn't really prompted to use it a whole lot. Like, I just kind of went and did my little fetch quest and got the people the fruit that needed the fruit and got the fish that needed the fish and kind of just walked around. I was just kind of exploring the space. It does feel and look like Animal Crossing. It sounds like Animal Crossing. The people's voices sound like it. And honestly, Animal Crossing, of all the games Nintendo has, Animal Crossing makes the most sense on mobile. It feels right for that platform.
Easygoing pace. You don't have to check it all the time.
You know, one of the things Kevin was said when, you know, the cooldown period, like if you shake a tree, you have to wait for more fruit to come back. And I was like, you know, it's not different than Animal Crossing the game, but it feels different when there's a timer on it and they're like, do you want to pay to speed this up? That's the different part. I'm like, I don't know if I like that. Kevin's 100% right. Once I got to that point, I just closed the game and I was like, all right, I'll do this later. You know, I'll come back to it after lunch or something because it's on your phone. I didn't feel the need to keep going. So I guess in that regard, it's, you know, it's good. I would say that my hesitation for that has been lessened. I don't think I'll be dropping a lot of money into the game to play it. I think I'll be able to play it a bit. I do want to say, though, I don't feel a driving motivation yet in the game. You know, like it feels like the driving motivation is to like make your campsite awesome so people will come see it. And I'm like, what if I don't care? You know, like that's kind of the thing. It's like, what if I don't care about my, like, I don't know. It sounds dumb to say it, but like when it was my house and I owed money on the house, like I was farming money to pay off the house to make my house better and all that. You know, with the campsite, I don't know. My first day and I don't care as much as I used to.
For me, it's a matter of Pokemon, gotta catch them all, gotta catch all the villagers. And so I am like trying to get the next villagers to appear. And the next ones and the next one.
Yeah, I don't have that at all. I could care less if anybody ever came to my village. I care more about you coming to my village than I do any of the Animal Crossing characters. Like I could care less about any of that happening. It does feel like an extension of Miitomo. Like all of the buttons and the layouts and the systems. It really just kind of feels like Miitomo in Animal Crossing.
It probably is built on the same engine, to be quite honest.
Yeah. So it's cool. I think it's a successful launch. My server issues died down after about lunch. I didn't have any more issues. I will report that if there are any Chromebook fans out there, I am king of the Chromebook. I love the Chromebook. Playing this thing on a big Chromebook screen is amazing. And with a mouse, so much better than on your phone. Like I'm sitting there with a mouse at work, and I'm just like, yeah, mouse over here, pick up the fruit. Mouse over here, pick up the fruit. Go back, do my thing. I don't know. I may check into it for a few days, but I feel like I'm gonna need something. There's something that's gotta happen. You know what I want? I want events. I want holidays. Like if they do that, that'll.
Oh, they will. They absolutely will.
So when they do that, then I'll definitely start playing more. But I need something like that. I need a bigger driving force motivation behind playing.
I'm level 8.
Yeah, the leveling, I don't care. Like, you know, that's like me and achievements. I could care less. I don't care about my achievement number or my trophies or anything like that. That stuff doesn't do much for me.
See, you and I game for different reasons.
Yeah, we like a true Nintendo.
I have.
No. I absolutely love leveling up, and I love the collections and stuff.
I leveled up my Fire Emblem characters. My Fire Emblem Warriors characters are serious, so I don't know. Maybe I care in certain instances, and other times I don't. I don't know.
I developed a psychological addiction to the boom, achievement unlocked. You know, it's
nice.
Like it's like drugs straight to my blood system.
Oh, that sounds dangerous. That sounds terrifying.
Yeah,
I love my Pokemon. I care about my Pokemon. I got a 100 Marowak.
Nice.
My Marowak's
100 Alolan Marowak?
Yep. The best Marowak ever.
I got a shiny Alolan Marowak.
Trade it to me.
No, man, I love
it. He's my favorite Pokemon.
I never got the shiny Pokemon drive. I just don't get it. It's the same Pokemon.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
I was hunting Salandits and came across a shiny Cubone, and I was like, "You've got to be kidding me right now!"
And you let it evolve? You should have kept it a Cubone because I also have an 80 Cubone.
Oh no! When I saw what the shiny Alolan Marowak looked like, I was like, "I'm evolving this thing immediately." It's gorgeous.
Okay.
I'm more of a breeder. I like breeding the strongest stats on Pokemon. That's more like if I have to be picky about any type of Pokemon crafting or anything like that, is the breeding.
I've always been bad at it.
I just integral to my son's happiness in playing Pokemon.
Yeah. I gave your son a Charmander,
and he evolved it into a Charizard. and then I dropped it into my bank. And when he gets a new one, I will drop it back into his game. Like he was so excited. He played the game for so much. It was his first game he ever beat. First game he ever beat, and the only game he's actually ever rolled credits on was Pokemon Moon.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
That's a big deal.
And he loved Q. I can't tell you how excited he was when I set him down and was like, "This is my friend from the website, and he's gonna hook you up with a Charmander and a Squirtle." And he was so excited, and immediately he restarted the game. He's like, "I gotta level them up all the way back to the beginning." He just started going all the way through all the trainers again with his new Pokemon.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So yeah, he's excited. He's really excited for the new one. So I hope other people are too. We just got a couple minutes here, so we're gonna sign off. Is there anything that any? Oh no! I'm sorry. I almost forgot about you, Trash Turkey. I'm sorry, but I didn't. Trash Turkey wrote in. This is a great way to end the show. Trash Turkey wrote in at Trash Turkey, great PSVG Twitter follower. He wanted to know what indie game, if you have any, would you like to see come to Switch? That was his question for the show this week.
Oh man.
Q. Indie game. Indie game.
And not. It can't be something that's already confirmed for the Switch, right? It has to be something.
No. It's gotta be a new game coming to Switch.
Just I would love to play Cuphead on the Switch.
Okay.
I would love to just do that double, not joystick, the double Joy-Con thing. I think it might translate well. Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll be awful. But I think. See, I feel like there's a growing. It is not very obvious. It's not very out there, but there's a growing relationship between Nintendo and Microsoft because they're willing to work together.
Whereas stuff, yeah.
Whereas PlayStation is like, no.
Screw everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like Cuphead could be a good. Hey, like we'll let you have Cuphead, but what will you give us, right?
We already gave you Rare. That's enough.
she's still getting a Rare recessions.
I'm about to say we bought Rare as if I was, like banking in on that transaction. No, but I'm just saying like it would be cool to see that mostly because I think a stronger Nintendo Microsoft relationship would be good for gamers.
It's putting pressure on the leader for sure. I give it that. Caroline, you got any indie games you'd like to see come to Switch?
Unfortunately, the guy's already said that he has no plans to release it outside Windows 10 and Xbox.
PUBG?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Are you serious?
No, he's already said that they're.
Oh, wait, but you were gonna pick PUBG? Was that what you were gonna pick?
I mean, that's the hottest game, right? That's the one with the mind share.
Oh wow!
I think it looks great. I think it's wonderful. It's really a hot thing right now.
I'm gonna be PUBGing it here in a couple weeks.
Awesome.
Undertale. Because I really was obsessed with it for the whole 2015 year that it came out.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to have a renewed interest in it. And I think Undertale would actually not be a hard thing to port. I don't think it's on any other systems aside from Steam. Yeah?
No, it's on PlayStation. I want to say it's on Xbox, but I know it's on PlayStation because I almost bought it on PS4.
I would buy Undertale on Switch.
Yeah, it'd be a good fit for sure. That's definitely a good fit for the platform. I think you run there and do all that.
I'm still waiting on Shantae physical release, though. That's my...
You got to give that up.
No, it's coming out. It's coming out. It's Ultimate Edition, and it's going to be all the DLC to date. Where have you been?
Yeah, I beat the game. That's where I've been. I already beat it and played it. Tyler in the chat says Terraria would be a dream. I think Terraria will come. I don't think that's crazy. A couple that I had in mind, and I'm going to throw Seth a bone here because I absolutely think it's totally 100% going to come, and that's that Super Mega Baseball 2. That's totally coming to Switch. Like I'm 100% certain that Super Mega Baseball shows up on Switch. A Hat in Time finally released.
Yes! Oh my god!
3D platformer in the style like when that was originally kickstarted, it was slated for Wii U. It was like they marketed around Wii U, so I would hope that gets a release on the Switch at some point in time.
Yes, I totally forgot about that.
And then the last one I would do would be Nidhogg. I think Nidhogg would be perfect for portable. Like if you want to play Nidhogg, like Nidhogg's great. You play it anywhere you want. But I'm fairly certain Nidhogg would be better on portable than it would be on console. Like Nidhogg is a perfect type of game. Quick matches, less than a minute. You hop on, do your little battle. Maybe do that 4 or 5 times over lunch and you hit back out. Kind of got that Rocket League flavor. I think that would be pretty cool. Mythical Malice says Ori. Ori's not coming.
No. No.
And Tyler says Hearthstone. Now Hearthstone's coming, but we're going to save that Well, I can't save it now. He's already said it. Hearthstone, I've kind of been earmarking that in the back doors of PSVG as a 2018 prediction. I think Hearthstone to Switch is a match made in heaven. But anyway, we're over time. We're 4 minutes over, so we got to wrap it up. Anyway, Caroline, let the Shack faithful know where they can follow you and tweet at you.
You can follow me at the Nintendame on Twitter. That's the only place that I am at. And I've been frequenting the Discord a lot more than normal, so you can find me there. I'm in the Nintendo Shack most of the time.
Nice. Thanks for the plug. Q?
Yeah.
Follow me on Twitter at Unrated Podcast if you want to be constantly just abused by language. No, I'm just kidding. And actually later tonight, Devin and I will be recording Unrated. So if you want a little bit less filter and a little bit more screaming, feel free to tune into that.
Fantastic. Sweet. I am at Plan Nintendo, as you can see on the bottom of your screen right there. And we are the Nintendo Shack, a representative of the PSVG Podcast Network. Thank you for downloading all of our shows, listening to them. Tell a friend, rate us on iTunes. Apparently that helps other people find us. We don't make any money from it, so just drop I don't care, just write "but" and then rate it 5 stars. Apparently that helps us. So do that, and we'll be forever grateful. Thank you so much, Koopalings, for tuning in to Nintendo Shack 7. And we will catch you next week. Have a happy Thanksgiving.